Welcome to the Derrick Harper Podcast, the podcast where we take a business, we grow it, and we get more customers using the growth strategy, and then we sell it. What's going on? My name is Derrick, Mr. Fresh Harper, you dig, and welcome to the podcast. And today, guys, we got a very special podcast. I'm coming to you from my vehicle because I had a job to do today, and of course, I was going to pick up my IC, my independent contractor, to get to work, and the traffic was so bad. I was like, yo, I just got to do it myself. All right, I'll just call him back like I'll just do it myself today. So I was actually in the field yesterday and today. So hopefully we don't have to be in the field tomorrow. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow, Friday or Saturday. I can let my IC do it. But anyway, it's a parking lot out here, and the place I had to go was only like 25 minutes away, but because of the traffic, it makes it an hour and a half.
In 2 miles, take the exit to merge onto I-285 west
so
toward Marietta.
you guys can probably hear the the navigation system here in the truck, but it's okay. So, man, today I want to talk to you guys about what's going on with the Project One business. And in the Project One business, guys, we are steadily emailing, okay? So that's just one thing I just want to get through to you guys, is that you have to be consistent. You have to stay on it. And I know I talk about it all the time, and it's like, this stuff is going slow. But you see, we actually got some activity over the last 2 weeks that we've done it. And remember, of course, pressure washing is starting to slow down right now. Well, it's not starting to slow down. It has slowed down. And, things don't come through as fast as they normally do because it's getting cold and people are just like, oh, there's no way you can pressure wash in the cold. But the good thing about it being the way it is that moss grows and algae grows, so it's easier to in this time to actually close people, because it's like, oh, they just want to get rid of that moss because they didn't do it during the summertime, and now like Christmas is coming up and it looks bad out there, right? So they want to get it done. All right, so that's what we're doing with that, man. And then, of course, I got a story for you guys because I want to tell you guys what just happened to me this morning, and I want you guys to understand that you need to find your why. Find your why, right, when you're doing business. So this morning, I've been working on this stuff because me and my wife, we want to get a new house, right? So we told the kiddos, actually it started with my daughter. My daughter, who is 6 years old, bless her beautiful little heart. She came to me and she was saying, Daddy, I don't like this house anymore. I want to get a new house. This one is dirty. And I was like, well, honey, it's dirty because you don't keep your room clean. And she's like, I know, it's hard to keep my room clean. I don't like making my bed and all that stuff. All the kid stuff, right? And so I was like, that's why it's dirty. And that's why you don't like it, because you keep tearing up your stuff. You're not cleaning your room. You're putting your hands on the walls, and I got to constantly paint. I got to paint like every 3 weeks, or every 3 months, every quarter, once a quarter. And so she was like, I want a new house. And so I was like, okay, baby, we're going to get a new house. So me and my wife have been talking about getting a new house anyway. So we're working on getting a new house, right? And so she starts looking up houses on her iPad. And every day she comes, shows me the same house. I'm telling you guys, from a business standpoint, from somebody who knows what it takes to build up the faith to run a business, and knowing that you have faith to having faith to say, I don't care how hard it is. I don't see how hard things are. I just see I have a goal and I need to figure out how I'm gonna get there. Right? Man, look, bro, it's so beautiful because she literally is doing all of the things that it takes to manifest something into your life. she has her iPad to this on this web page where she's looking at this $550,000 house. It has 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, beautiful house. And I'm like, yo, that's actually a nice house. That's really actually a nice house. And I was like, that's something I would buy. And she's just like, Daddy, every day. I'm like, baby, I gotta go out and make the money for it. So she's like, Daddy, have your money come in yet? And I'm like, it's coming. It's, you know, we get. I'm a fan of Back to the Future. So that's why you heard the Back to the Future music on my ringtone. But anyway, I'm a fan of. Well, she has it on her tablet every day, and she's like, Daddy, we need to get this house. This one has 5 bedrooms, and the beautiful thing about it is she knows that me and my wife are business owners, and she's like, we need the 5 bedrooms because that means everybody can have a room, and then you guys can have an office. And I was like, we do need a home office. like this girl is on to something. I'm like, man, it's so beautiful. Like, you understand, like, you don't understand manifestation, and you don't understand, like, setting goals and having faith, but you do understand that you want it, and because you want it, you're desiring it, and so you're looking at it every day, and you're conditioning yourself to say, I can get it. And like, literally, she comes up to me and says, Daddy, has the money come in yet? Can I push the button? Like, she thinks that you can just hit the button and hit purchase and then go buy the house, and then you go live in the house. Like, she thinks it's like ordering it on. She thinks you can order the house online, which is so cute, which is also a great idea. It's like, how could we make it so that you can just order a house online and just pay for it, get financed it like you do a car? Look for the house, found it online. Ooh, I want this one. Look for the financing, pay for it with the financing, and then get it delivered in 30 days, right? But I was like, honey, for a house, it takes a little bit more time. Like, we have to go look for it. After we look for it, we have to get what's called a pre-qualification letter. And then, or we have to apply for it, and then we have to get a pre-qualification letter, and then we have to go find the house, and then we have to say that we want it, then we have to put an offer in, and then they got to accept the offer, and then if they accept the offer, then we got to get all these things done, like inspections and all kind of stuff, and then we go sit down. After like 30 or 45 days, we get to sit down, and we go into a office, and we sign all the paperwork, and then they give us the keys. So that's how you buy a house. And so I explained that process to her. She's like, oh. She's like, why can't we just buy it with cash money? Why do we have to apply for it? And I'm like, you're right. You're right. Why can't we just go? Like, you're right. Like, why can't we just go in and just buy the house with cash money? And I was like, you know what? You're starting to understand, like, because you're so naive, it's like you have this unshakable faith because you're so naive. And it's like, yo, the innocence of that, it's kind of like, it might start making me think, like, we should get back to that innocence, like, as
Use
like the
right
child
lane to
innocence.
take the exit to merge onto I-285 west toward Marietta.
Like, the innocence of a child is beautiful because, like, they don't understand, like, they don't have the concepts of what we deem as, like, reality. And because we deem it reality, and we condition ourselves to this fake reality of we can't do it unless we have a mortgage. Like, that's conditioning. That's conditioning. That's what we've been conditioned to think, that we got to have, a mortgage in order to buy a house, when actually all you need is the money. And so because it's such a large amount, we start to think it's no way that I'll be able to get that type of money. So I'm just going to take the shortcut. And so I told my baby, I was like, all right, look, we're going to get the money. I don't know how we're going to get the money, but we're going to get the money to pay for this thing, right? And so every day she comes and she's like, Daddy, do we have the money yet? Do we have the money yet? I'm like, baby, it's coming. I'm working for it. And, you know, every day you see me go out or every day you see me here working on my computer, like, that's me getting the money. And and the crazy part is she's convinced that there is some type of, like, the money's going to come in the mail.
Take the exit.
And so, and I don't know if she knows, but what happened recently was we hadn't checked our mailbox in weeks. So our mailbox was overflowing with mail, right? So we go out to the mailbox, we get the mail, and we bring it in. And me and my wife were trying to go to a conference, right? We were trying to go to this conference in September. And poor planning. So poor planning, right? So we're like, all right, we're going to do it. The week of the thing came and we're like, all right. So it's not feasible for us to go. Not that we don't have the money, but it's like, do we spend the money here or do we do something more, something better with it, right? Or not even, I can't even really even say better, because going to a conference is really good for you. So I was like, we can do something else with the money. So poor planning. We didn't end up going, but during that week, I was just telling my wife, you know what? I feel like we're going to get some extra money and, good go. I'm thinking it's coming from working. But actually what happened is we checked the mail. I'm going through the mail and I have a check. Actually it was this letter, and the letter was certified and it was to me. Now it looked like one of those letters that we normally get from the Jehovah's Witnesses from down the street. So I take the letter, I'll open the letter, and I was opening it. I was telling my wife, it's probably a check. Just being silly. And my kids were in the room at the time, and I opened it, and it's folded up, and I opened the letter, and in that letter was a check, and I was like, oh, it is a check. So, I'm still thinking nothing of it. It's a little check. What is the check amount for? And so I look at the check, and I'm not going to tell you exactly how much was on the check, but I'm just going to say that it was 5 figures. And I'm like, whoa. Okay. Now, what the check was for, what the check was from is irrelevant. We're not going to talk about that. But there was a check, and it was a 5-figure check. And I was like, wow. So I think she gets that from that. Like, we got a check in the mail, so she feels like, oh, if he got that check in the mail, then he'll get a $500,000 check in the mail too. So is the check coming, Daddy? I'm like, and it hurts my heart. Like, do I tell her that, it's not impossible for that to happen? We're going to keep the faith. But, it's hard because I know that the Creator can do the same thing. If I got a 5-figure check in the mail, I can get a $500,000 check in the mail too. I mean, it only takes 2 seconds to write a check and sign it and send it in the mail, right? So like, it can happen at any time. So like, maybe it's God telling you, look, you need to exercise your faith like your daughter has the faith that
Crash reported ahead on I-285.
She's literally
250 feet. You're still on the fastest route.
She's literally in her highest vibration, because every time she asks me and I say, yeah, baby, it's in the mail, it's coming.
Stay in the left
she gets
5 lanes.
Excited. She's like, yes, I can't believe. Like, that's how you manifest stuff. When you
9.9
expecting
miles,
something
exit to merge
and you
onto
actually believe it,
south.
and and you get excited about it. You get that feeling. So I'm like, baby, stay in that. I'm like, telling baby, stay in that vibration. But today, man, like,
speed check reported ahead.
This morning, I was in my meditation, and she comes in the meditation, during my meditation time, she interrupts me. And she says, Daddy, is the check in the mail today? Or is the money in the mail today? And I had been battling with, like, I want my baby to be happy. I want my baby to get what she wants. And it's like, right now, like, of course, you got to, down payment, save up, all that stuff. So I'm like, right now, we don't have the money right now, but we're going to get it. Like, it's not a problem. We're going to get it. But she's expecting this quantum jump. And it hurt my heart because I was like, I want to do this for you so bad. I want you to be able to get in. I want you to be able to, have a new space and all that stuff. And we know it's going to happen. So it's not like a big deal, but it hurts me because she's like, Daddy's the money here. And I'm like, it's not here yet. And I got to tell her that. But I wanted to keep the faith, and she's helping me raise my faith level. And so I was just battling with that. And it just affected me this morning. And so it made me say, that is my why. That's my why. Why do I get up every day? Why do I work hard every day? Why am I going to now work even harder and possibly, and I know we shouldn't be working harder to make more money, but at this point, it just makes me say, I need to work. I want to work harder. I want to double down, triple down, quadruple down on what I'm doing so that I can make this happen for my baby faster. And the guy was revealing to me, that's your why. That is why you get up. That is why you're doing what you're doing, because you want to break the curses over your family. And, my family, there's a couple of people that made it and did their thing. And, they got financial, they were able to see some financial gains. Namely one of my aunts, or both of my aunts, but there's my aunt, one of my aunts, she always used to sing the tune of money, saving money, building. She never really, getting stocks and getting assets and putting away for the future. And she did very well, and her husband did very well. Or her and my uncle did very well, and now they're retired and they have a beautiful home on a golf course, and they lived in the same house for years. We don't have the money that we used to have because we're on a fixed income because we retired and all that stuff. So it's not like it used to be. And I was like, man, you're the one that been harping on money, 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 and money, money, money stuff. And then now I see you in retirement. I watched you through your career and get to retirement, and now you're in retirement and saying it's not like it used to be. It's like you saved money, you did the right things, and you get to the point, you buy the house, you got the house, you live in the neighborhood, you're living the life, but you're now it's the money is not like it used to be. And I'm like, man, bro, is there any way out of this? We've been conditioned for all of this stuff, right? And so I just want to break the curse. So the curse on it's almost like a curse on our family. Everybody has been check to check, living check to check. We had a few business owners, they made money, but they still live check to check. And I was like, I have to break this cycle of being, I'm not saying it's check to check or anything like that. But we have to break the cycle of not living in abundance, right? This world is made in abundance. There's an abundance of trees. You can start counting the leaves today and you will get to 100 years old and die before you count all the leaves in your neighborhood, right? You know what I'm saying? And so there's more than enough leaves. There's more than enough trees. There's more than enough food on this planet. And so it's crazy when people say, oh, we're going to have a food shortage. Why? When you can just take seeds and put them in the ground and they're going to grow after their own kind. When they tell you it's going to be a food shortage, they're lying, because you can always grow grapes. You can grow collard greens. You can grow carrots. You can grow, all of this stuff. When they talk about meat, we weren't even designed to even eat meat like that. Like, you know, it's crazy when you can, like, everything on this earth makes more of itself other than the things that we create out of materials on the earth, like metal and stuff like that. But grass makes more of itself. Fruit makes more of itself. Like they say, we can count the apples, but we can't count the amount of apples that a seed is going to bring. Only God knows how many apples that a seed is going to produce. We only know what we see. God knows exactly how many apples it produce. Like, literally, dude, literally, you can take a seed and plant it and make more of what, like, you could buy a carrot or you could buy a cucumber or an apple from the store, take the seeds, plant it, and you got more. And it's almost like, why we keep going back and buying apples? We can grow them on our own for free, you know, or semi-free. You know, you got to pay for the land some type of way, but, you know, or pay for the dirt to plant it in. But I have to, just have to break the curse. But that just, God just opened my eyes to, like, what's your why? So I want you guys to figure out today, what is your why? I know I went a long time just speaking about that. What is your why, though? What is your why? What wakes you up in the morning? That's going to be the thing that's going to keep you consistent, right? Like, now, because of that, this morning, I have the drive now. I mean, I've always had the drive, but I have the super drive now to not just do what I do, but to double and triple down and quadruple down on what I'm doing, because I need to make the life for my daughter and my sons, both my sons, better, right? Like, my daughter is, like, bless her little heart, man. She's like such a light. She's such a light to me. Like, she's helping me with my faith. And it's beautiful. And I think that's the silver lining in all of this stuff. Like, you guys are literally watching me have an epiphany right now. So when I write you those emails and I have epiphanies, I really have those epiphanies. My epiphany is, like, while it affected you, God was like, yo, I needed it to affect you, because I need you to see, 1, what's your why? 2, pull your greatness out of you, right? And 3, to teach you about faith. Like, haven't I shown up for you in your times of need? Don't you think I'm going to take care of you? I've taken care of you before. Don't you think I'm going to be able to give you a house? Like, a house, $500,000, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's not even a drop in the bucket. That's a piece of mist in the bucket. For me, I have all the riches in the world. I can give you anything at any time. So, guys, find your why. Increase your faith, because your business depends on it, right? Because if you don't increase your faith, you don't find your why, you're not going to be consistent, and you're going to quit. And I don't want you to quit. I want everybody to be 6-figure earners, at least 6-figure earners. I really would want everybody to be 7- and 8-figure earners, or 9-figure earners, 10-figure earners, if we can get there. Where we can, if we put our mind to it. But that's where I want us to be. And we're going to get there. If you're a Destiny Master, we're going to get there. So this is a very special podcast today. I just had to share my heart with you guys about what was going on. And I hope you guys found something valuable that you can take with that. Now, if you're struggling with customers, you want to get more customers, you want to do that, you want to get more customers without having to spend any money in Google ads or Facebook ads, I'm giving away a free ebook. Just got to let you guys know about that. The free ebook is at morecustomersfree.com.